There's one specific food that may have changed American dining forever. It's massive, it's wrapped in foil, and chances are you've eaten it more times than you can count. It's the burrito, of course, go figure, but specifically, it's the Mission-style burrito. Now, we learned in a previous episode that burritos in Mexico are a little different than the entire meal in a tortilla versions that we're used to here in the United States. I mean, we're talking about the burrito that inspired Chipotle, Qdoba, Moe's, and basically half the other fast casual restaurants that you know and love. But where did this thing come from? Who invented it? And most importantly, how do we make a really, really good burrito at home? We're gonna get into all of that. Then at the end of our journey, we're gonna put our burrito to the test. We're gonna see if we can get the approval from a Mexican chef, a friend of mine, somebody you might recognize. But first, let's lay down a little context. There are two feuding taquerias that claim to have invented the Mission-style burrito. The first is Alfaro, whose owner claims to have invented the burrito when he fed a mob of hangry firemen who came through his establishment. He basically said that he put two smaller tortillas together, rolled a bunch of stuff inside, and boom, the burrito was born. The second spot is called Taqueria Le Combre. They claim to have invented the burrito, but also for pioneering that classic assembly line service that you think of when you think of Chipotle. This was sometime in the early 1970s. Regardless of who actually invented this thing, both places kind of pushed each other forward, kind of growing the love and the popularity of the burrito in the city of San Francisco. Now, of course, burritos were kind of all over the place, but this style of burrito stayed pretty local to the Bay Area until the 1990s when one fella changed the entire burrito history timeline forever. And that dude was Steve Ells. Anyways, Steve fell in love with the Mission burrito and then moved back to his home city of Denver, where he opened a small mom and pop shop, you might know about it, called Chipotle. Right out the gate, Chipotle was selling over 1,000 burritos a day, so he quickly expanded to college campuses, then he went national, and now you'll find a Chipotle in a lot of parts of the world. So yeah, thanks to two mom and pop shops and one savvy businessman, the Mission-style burrito is worldwide. And it's pretty much America's burrito in that it's the one that we think of whenever we hear the word burrito, right? I mean, oh, and fun fact, burrito translates to little donkey, which is an amazing fun fact that you can drop at your next party. People are gonna think you're really, really cool. You're a really, really cool guy. Okay, now that you're a Mission-style burrito expert, I think it's time that we talk about how to make one of these infant-sized meat footballs. Now, you totally could just cook some beans and leave them as is, straight up. That's what they do at Chipotle, as you probably know. But today we're gonna make some refried beans because they're really, really tasty. These are just some pinto beans that I cooked until tendy. And this stuff is super interesting. It's a special aromatic called epazote, very popular in Mexico. It's like super heady and earthy. I guess sometimes it's also called Mexican tea, but epazote goes great with beans. And other things, but we're gonna use it in the beans today. All right, medium-high heat, big old pan pot. Refried beans need a lot of lard, which is something I learned from making it wrong. All right, now we're gonna go on with some white onion and a bunch of garlic. Pinch of kosher salt, season that up. All right, cool, it's been about a minute. We don't need any color on these really, just kind of infuse that oil. Now we're gonna go in with our beans. That's a good start. And about a cup of the reserved bean cooking liquid. Something like that. Just some dried toasted arbol chilies and our epazote leaves. Now we're just gonna mashy. Start refrying, which by the way, I totally just learned like within the past year that refried beans are called refried beans because they're refried. They're cooked and then you put all that lard in, you fry them up, then you stir them, they fry again, you stir them, the bottom fries again, so on and so forth. But yeah, refried beans, they're called that for a reason. All right, after about 10 minutes, we're gonna remove the arbol chilies just so that we don't get punched in the mouth with crazy spice. They've done their job. And if there's a little piece kind of left behind, don't worry, that'll just add more spice and flavor. I'm just trying to get the big ones out. So now once we're at texture, we're gonna hit this with a little bit of chicken powder and a nice fat pinch of kosher salt, right? We want these beans to be seasoned. There's a lot of fat in here, so we need enough seasoning. See how they're refrying? So you can serve these as is, but we're gonna let these simmer for about another hour or so, consistently stirring till they get very, very viscous and sticky. This video is brought to you by this shirt, and this hat. Maybe you've noticed by now, but I'm pretty obsessed with MSG. It's kind of a weird thing. I love using it thoughtfully in the kitchen when it makes sense, and to celebrate that, I made some stuff. We got a cool little snapback full black MSG cap with the Omnivorous logo in the back. So yeah, cool. It's adjustable, so it should fit any dome, no matter how big or small. If you're wondering what Omnivorous is, I used to go by Omnivorous Adam before I changed the channel's name to my name, Adam Witt. But I thought it was fun and cool, so we're rolling with it. This is the brand now for the stuff. Then of course we got the black shirt here with the Omnivorous logo right on the breast. Then you flip it around and you see the big MSG right here. Cool little skater S that we all used to draw back in the day. So we got that in black and white, as you can see here. So if you enjoy these videos and you want to support the channel, go ahead and pick some of this stuff up. It directly helps us out. Cool, all right, back to the video. So at Chipotle, you know that they offer two rice options, the white and the brown. It's usually just seasoned with salt, lime juice, and cilantro. But today I wanted to make something a little different, something that I personally really enjoy in my burrito, which is Mexican red rice, right? Arroz rojo, which starts with this long grain rice here that I'm rinsing off just so it doesn't get too starchy as it cooks. All right, we're gonna go with some lard, theme of the day. Whoa. We got some white onion, chopped garlic, and our rinsed rice. Just gonna stir that around and toast the rice in the lard and aromatics. Now we're gonna go in with some tomato sauce. Now just a pinch of oregano, a smidge of chicken powder. So this stuff rocks, and I usually use it, you know, in a pinch on a weekday or something. You could add it in if you want, but I think the chicken powder is good enough. It also helps with color. Now just enough water to cover by about an inch. Really try not to peek at this rice here. If you keep opening that lid, you're really not gonna give the rice time to kind of steam and absorb all that liquid. You'll know when the rice is done when all of that liquid is absorbed. So yes, check it towards the end of the cooking time, maybe about 25-30 minutes in, but don't overdo it. And if you're lucky, you'll have an awesome socarat, which is the crispy rice chip on the bottom that forms over time. To finish off the rice, a little lime juice and a pinch of kosher. If you wanted to chipotle-tize this rice, you could also add cilantro. But this is good for me. Ow, ow. Lard, man. Stuff's napalm. Next on the docket is Salsa Roja, right? A red salsa, a very simple red salsa, at least the one we're making today is. I went ahead and charred all these vegetables here on a ripping hot cast iron with no oil. This is a massive difference maker. It adds so much flavor, so really don't skip this step. And these are dried guajillo chiles that I actually seeded, then toasted, then soaked overnight. I'm gonna start first with the serrano, then the garlic, the white onion, toasted and soaked guajillo. Also put some lime juice in there, one whole lime. We want it punchy. Of course, a big pinch of kosher. And we're gonna sneak in some Mexican MSG, AKA chicken powder. And I want that to be a puree. Now that that's pureed, we're gonna add in our tomatoes and the juice. Maybe a pinch more salt. Pop the lid on. And the key here now is to pulse the tomatoes for texture, not completely puree them. I don't think it needs it. We nailed that. Sick. Salsa, done. There are probably a few reasons why the guacamole that your uncle brings to the cookout is subpar. Sorry, Unc. Many times when guacamole is made at home, it's criminally under-seasoned. You need enough salt. Cold food needs to be seasoned more than warm food. Guacamole is cold, so you need enough salt. Season properly, taste, make sure it tastes right. 2, acid, baby. Limes. We need limes, lots of acid. Avocado is pure fat pretty much, so we need that salt and the acidity to punch through to make it more flavorful. So add all your lime juice in, then add one more lime. See where that takes you. And as you can see here, I choose not to add tomato to my guacamole. That's just a preference thing, but totally add tomatoes if you like them. Also, avocado means testicle. You get it. All right, into a big bowl, all our avocado, white onion, cilantro, jalapeno minced up, and a lot of lime. I used 3 big avocados here. I'm using 3 limes. So I guess what is that, like 1 lime per avocado? I don't know. Vegetables come in all shapes and sizes, so. Jesus, lime battlefield over here. Then, like I mentioned, a big healthy pinch of kosher salt. There's only one way to mix guacamole to get that really good texture. We're gonna use what Zeus gave us. Of course, make sure your hands are impeccably clean. Beautiful, look at that. And stop right when you think you should keep going. Oh yeah, that's a one-way ticket to Chunktown. Here's a little restaurant tip for you I picked up when I was a private chef. We all know that seeds can help stop the discoloring and the oxidation from guacamole. Here's another trick. Completely saturate that paper towel with lime juice and lay that right on top of your guacamole. A little more lime juice. And if you really want to be a hero, you can lay some more saran wrap on top of this and slow the oxidation even more. Definitely also store this in the fridge too, that helps. On to the carne. Now for the protein, the list goes on and on, right? This could be pollo asado, carnitas al pastor, barbacoa, chorizo, lengua, it can be anything. Lengua burrito, that would be wild actually. Maybe we should do that next video. All right, focus up. We're making a carne asada marinade. This is an amazing marinade. It also tastes pretty good on chicken, but we're gonna use it for steak. Now I started this marinade a day before this video. So this is me the day prior making this marinade. Time is money when it comes to marinades. Get that meat in the marinade, let it sit for at least 24 hours or as much time as you have time for, but you know, a day is preferred. Here we go. This is our steak, aka the inner skirt steak, aka the arrachera in Spanish. It's where you're gonna see it at most taquerias. It's actually a little less expensive than the outer skirt steak. I really love its flavor and I love the way it takes marinade. So we're gonna hit that over a ripping hot plancha, give it some color, make sure it's cooked. I'm going for like a mid-rare. Kind of hard to do with thinner steaks, but do your best. Also, these are fantastic on the grill. A little char on these, little flame lick vibe. Yeah, but I'm using the plancha. The beautiful thing about this cut particularly is it's super easy to see the grain. So we're gonna cut against that to make this tender. If you don't do that, this could come out chewy. Cube those up and set them aside while we talk tortilla. It's very important for a mission style burrito to use a XXL jumbo flour tortilla. I went ahead and made these yesterday because it's a little time consuming and we've done it so many times on the channel, but I definitely will post the recipe and pop it in the description for you in case you want to make these at home. Okay, wow, this is it's kind of intense. We have everything situated for our mission style burritos. We have made every component. We are ready to rock. I think there's only one thing left to do. It's TTB. Time to build. Flour tortilla down. We're gonna start with our refried beans. Spread that all nice like. That's gonna be a nice base for us, I would think. Now I want the cheese to melt, so we're gonna go on with the Chihuahua cheese. Oaxaca, Chihuahua, any Mexican melter is gonna be fantastic. We're gonna sandwich that with our red rice. A nice healthy dollop of carne asada. Maybe a little more. We'll worry about closing it later. A little bit of our salsa over the top there. And of course, guacamole. And guess what, guys? This ain't extra. Load it up. A little bit of crema. This is Mexican crema. You could also totally use sour cream. And God's greatest green, shredded lettuce, iceberg lettuce. Okay, now we roll up. We're going side, back to front. Nice and easy here. She's warm. Tuck. And oh, that's looking nice. But we don't know yet. It really is a little meat baby. Moment of truth. Woo! Hot diggity dangus. That looks pretty solid. You know what, let's take these guys out of their foil prisons. I want to see that tortilla. That's nice. Okay, before we run this thing over for the final test, I think we gotta try the fruits of our labor. Yeah, this thing looks pretty glorious if you ask me. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of limon. And maybe just a wee bit of the salsa. Oh yeah. Target acquired. Cheers. The melty beans, the cheese, the rice, that's a welcome touch. That homemade tortilla just makes all the difference. I don't know what else to say there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Store-bought tortillas can be fine, but this, look how like flaky that is and like gummy, and you can see the ingredients kind of through the actual tortilla. It's like a window. We got a garbage truck. Looks like there's some sort of city truck outside my alley, so I apologize for the audio. It's also pouring rain out. But on that note, I think this guy is ready to go and be judged by our expert. Let's see how we did. It is dumping right now.
How'd you get into my house?
We're here with our boy, Chef Johnny Z, Jonathan Zaragoza.
Hello.
I made a burrito, dude.
You know, if you're writing this makes me think it's actually Chipotle.
It's not, dude.
Sus, drop down below if you think this is Chipotle. Who writes that? Cops. Cops write this.
Should I slice into it? I'd
Let's
like
do
you
it
to
together.
man.
Okay. This is the worst. Oh my God, that sound.
Okay, man. I want you to be honest with me here.
That's easy. Let's have a moment for it. It looks great. No, for real, it looks amazing. It smells really good. The beans are so good.
Really? Mm-hmm. I put in a lot of extra hours at the library for that one, aka I watched your old video.
Did you?
I made sure to like pretty much follow it like step by step, yeah.
The rice is so tender too. Like popcorn, you know when it flours like that? That's the texture on the rice. It's perfectly fluffed.
Heck yeah, dude. Does
I was gonna say the steak tastes super familiar.
It's because I used your recipe, dude.
Good God.
I was waiting until the end here to say
I'm
it.
not. I can't reach my back because of my height to weight ratio, but can you pat me on the back for a second? Good, man. God damn, I need a minute with this thing alone.
I made a salsa too, but I forgot it. I figured you might have a couple of those in the fridge.
I've been out of town, so I don't have anything. I'll keep that thing on me. You know you look good to me.
The lifeblood.
If you're in a pinch for salsa, this is a good one. But for real, how'd you get into my house?
We did it! Jonathan approved of our burrito, or at least he lied to our faces and told us he did. But real talk, I think we did a pretty good job. TY so much for watching until the end here. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. It helps the channel, it helps me out, it helps our videos get pushed out to more people. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. The best way to support us is over on the Patreon, aka the Grocery Fund. It helps me keep the lights on here, so if you could support over there, that would be fantastic. Regardless, come say what's good in Discord. We're chatting, we're cooling. I already mentioned it before, but got a fun little community over there. Also, it would be super helpful if you see anything that you like in this video or that I use in my recipes. I do my best to like provide links for you guys below. They're affiliate links, so I get a kickback from those. It's another way to help the channel out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this time right now at this very moment. So until next we meet. Adios.